baby, you haven't been answering your calls. How is the business trip going? I'm sure we'll get the equipment soon. When are you coming back?
Hey, coming back where?
To town, of course.
Oh, scratch that from your to-do list. I am gone for good.
Oh, what do you mean?
Exactly what I mean.
You cannot be serious.
Sadly, I am very serious. Look, I no longer find you appealing. You really suck at everything, and I don't enjoy your company. And you are so spoiled you can't do things by yourself. I don't want to ever be with you.
Where is this coming from? You know how much I respect you. If I have wronged you, please forgive me.
Of course, your existence irks me.
What? I don't believe this. Is there something else I am missing? We were supposed to get married after the business trip.
That changed. Plans change. No. How can I get married to someone like you? Have you checked the mirror lately? You look like a bloated duck.
Hey, please, easy on me. The insults are too much. Oh, we were cool last week. I don't know what happened, but I am open to seeing a therapist with you. You can't just walk out of everything we shared.
You are really dumb, like your friend said. I said I'm done.
What friend?
Linda, of course. She knows you better than the rest of us, and she can attest to your stupidity. Gosh, it reeks.
Wow, I don't believe my friend can say such a thing about me. I know I am not the most perfect girlfriend, but we can work things out. Is this about the fight we had last week? I thought you forgave me already. Please, let's work things out. And Linda got talking about me. Why is my friend discussing me with you?
Are you saying I don't have a right to talk to your friend about you?
Don't get me wrong, baby. I am very concerned as to why my friend will speak ill of me. But it doesn't matter now. We can weather this storm together. Back on. I'll leave you to your thoughts for now. Hopefully, we can talk this through. What on earth did you disclose to Liam about me?
Greetings to you as well.
Quit the act. Why are you divulging details about me to Liam?
Relax, babe.
He claims you said I'm unintelligent.
Oh, that. I wasn't deceitful, was I? Although I didn't exactly say unintelligent, I merely noted you're naive.
What? Why would you portray your best friend like that?
I had to be truthful. He inquired about you and I shared what I know. If you weren't naive, you would have realized that the young guy isn't interested in you.
How?
Men of his caliber don't adore girls like you. They gravitate towards women like me.
With a companion like you who needs an adversary, why assume my man would be interested in you?
Your man has been pursuing me since he first laid eyes on me.
That is blatantly untrue.
Hold on. Do you believe I would pass up a chance to be with a man like Liam? Absolutely not. I'd regret it deeply if I made such a foolish mistake.
What? Is this not absurd? We are meant to be friends, aren't we?
Oh, dismiss that notion. I am not your friend.
Damn, I didn't realize I had my foe in close proximity all this time.
You're supposed to keep your adversaries close, right? The world doesn't revolve around you. You can't always attain what you desire in life. You gain some, you lose some, but I think you've lost it all because a man like Liam is everything, Lil.
I am utterly sure that Liam wouldn't consider dating you. Yes, we have our disagreements, but we will address them, so don't delude yourself.
That counsel might be beneficial for you. Snap out of your illusions. You've consistently had everything you wanted. You've always been in the spotlight. Everybody adores the amiable Rebecca, and they only tolerate me because they have no alternative. Everyone perpetually desires to hang out with Rebecca, the heiress, lol.
It's not my fault that my parents left me with affluence.
Here she is, feigning modesty. I see right through you. Your lies are transparent.
You know I'd choose having my parents alive over any wealth. You have no idea how painful it is to be an orphan. I thought you were my family. Linda, I've always regarded you as my sister. I ensured you had everything you desired.
You provided those things at the cost of my happiness. You deprived me of genuine joy.
How? Just because I picked you as my best friend when I could have chosen someone else.
Oh, I must be incredibly fortunate to have you as my friend. There it is. You think you did me a favor by being my friend?
Regardless, I should have realized earlier that you're not a genuine friend. You've always displayed envy towards me, but I brushed it off, thinking it was just youthful exuberance. I still recall the rumors you spread about me. That should have been my signal.
You need no further signal. You can exit my life the way you entered. Come on, do you think I'll ever forget what you did with Frederick?
What Frederick?
No need to pretend, darling. Frederick Lang, who was supposed to date me, but he chose to date you when he saw you.
What in the world? But you said it was okay for us to date.
Oh, your self-centeredness must have clouded your judgment. You shouldn't have dated a guy like that.
Linda, you've held on to that resentment for years. Seriously.
It's not a memory I can quickly erase from my mind.
So you believe dating Liam will erase that memory?
It goes beyond that. I'm prioritizing myself, and I couldn't care less about what happens to you. Enjoy your wretched and solitary existence. You should feel the pain as well. As for me, I'm going to relish my fantastic life with my man. We're jet, setting around the globe.
He'll never be your man.
Keep living in your delusions. I'm out of here.
It's been a week, and you've chosen to ignore my calls.
I'm not under any obligation to answer your calls anymore. Our relationship is over.
You didn't even have the courtesy to end things with me. Linda had to do that.
You weren't ready to face the reality.
I'm still in disbelief. Well, I don't think this should impact our potential business venture, should it?
What business are you referring to?
Hold on. This is not the time for jokes. You forfeited that right when we ended our relationship.
No one is playing tricks on you. I'm simply asking about the business you mentioned.
I invested some funds for importing equipment for the production company we intended to establish. $5 million. That's what I am discussing.
You didn't transfer the money to my account, did you?
But you introduced me to the suppliers, claiming they were your business associates. The only time I communicated with them was through you. Don't test my patience.
And what exactly are you planning to do? Nothing, my dear. You're just a pushover.
Yes, for love I may have been a pushover. But now that we are no longer together, I'll prove I'm not gullible. I intend to recover every penny of my money.
There's no evidence that you ever gave me any money, so it's your word against mine. Moreover, why assume I would even consider doing business with you?
What are you even talking about?
No one in their right mind would want to engage in any business dealings with you. You lack the vigor required for entrepreneurship.
Amazing. You only discovered this after I entrusted you with the funds for our business?
I've got no time for you.
Hey, did you catch my latest post on Instagram? Oh, I get it. You're too resentful to extend congratulations.
What are you on about? I've already unfollowed you on social media. Consider yourself fortunate that I haven't erased your contact.
Well, you can do that after I share my good news.
What do you expect me to do with that?
Don't tell me you've added blindness to your list of problems, Liam proposed, and I'm getting married.
Impressive. Should I offer my congratulations, considering you're about to be a second wife?
Huh, what do you mean?
Oh, he conveniently forgot to mention his existing marriage and 2 kids.
Liar, my man has never been married.
Naturally, that's the narrative he spun for all of us. Maybe you're in for the same experience I had with him.
You're just upset he chose me over you.
Trust me, there's no bitterness on my part, except maybe for the money he swindled from me. But I'll recover it. He won't escape unscathed.
Why do I have to believe you're saying?
You don't have to trust my words, but visuals don't deceive.
What the hell is this?
You're quite vindictive. How dare you attempt to ruin my relationship?
You've got some audacity. Are you anxious that your deceit is exposed?
I am never afraid.
Oh, dear, you should be terrified because the reckoning coming your way is substantial.
It's been 2 months, and all I hear from you are hollow threats. Move on, and cease interfering in my personal affairs.
Believe me, I didn't intervene. Your jubilant fiancé willingly shared the news with me. I'm sure you did an excellent job manipulating her. Well played.
I'm pleased you acknowledge how smooth I am. Rest assured, she didn't believe a word you uttered.
I'm willing to bet she didn't. Hopefully, she realizes you're a con artist before it's too late.
Stay out of my affairs.
Don't you want to know how I unearthed your deceitful secret?
I don't care.
In that case, I could easily contact your wife to disclose your extramarital exploits.
Hold on. How did you get my wife's number? How did you discover everything?
I'm doing what I should have done earlier, and I'll take every measure to ensure you face the consequences for your malicious actions.
Did you tamper with my accounts?
Well, hello to you too. What seems to be the issue?
All my accounts are frozen.
That's peculiar, especially considering your supposed intellect. How did that transpire?
Perhaps you have an answer.
Why assume I'm responsible? It could have been a co-conspirator of yours, a fellow fraudster.
I contacted my associate in the bank, and he informed me that the FBI froze the accounts, launching an investigation.
And you suspect me?
You've been hurling threats my way since our parting.
More like since you swindled my funds.
I suggest you cease.
Why? Because you say so.
I'll make you an offer. I'll return a portion of your money. Just make this predicament disappear. After all, you didn't earn that money.
You deceitful scoundrel. My parents toiled for that wealth, and I also put in effort. You should experience the agony you subjected me to. I entrusted you with all my funds, and you absconded with it.
Rebecca, come on. You possess numerous properties from your parents.
Properties inaccessible to me until I turned 28.
I was unaware. I can't evade authorities indefinitely. Please retract the case.
It's not a personal vendetta. It's you versus the government, your testimony against the irrefutable evidence. They only require you to account for the funds in your bank and those transferred to your offshore account. I warned you consequences awaited.
Spare me this. I'll reimburse the money.
Your accounts are inaccessible. What? How did you acquire that image?
Consider it a showcase of my capabilities if I don't receive confirmation that my accounts have been unfrozen. Everyone on the internet will witness what Rebecca, the daughter of wealth, is made of. What are your thoughts? Not pleasant, right?
You cannot engage in such actions. It is unlawful to disseminate explicit images.
At least I'll know I didn't succumb without resistance.
Is exposing my body to the entire world your grand plan? This crude attempt at blackmail is your strategy. Perhaps a more inventive approach is in order.
Let's ascertain who needs ingenuity.
What are your demands?
Persuade the FBI to halt their actions.
I lack the authority to do that.
Do you presume I'm oblivious to the assistance you're receiving from one of your father's acquaintances? Fulfill the necessary steps, and your compromising secret will remain concealed. If I don't receive positive news in 2 days, then I'll proceed to release the image. You genuinely dared me. I'm left with no choice but to unveil the picture.
Cease your empty threats. If you possessed the image, you would have shared it already.
Are you challenging me?
Undoubtedly. Why don't you share the image now?
I'll retrieve it from my storage. Wait, it's not there. Have you breached my phone's security?
For a fraudster, your lack of awareness is striking. Phones can be compromised. All I did was love you, yet you chose to treat me horribly. I loved you wholeheartedly, and you repaid me by ruining my life.
I never intended to cause you pain. I was desperate for money.
You could have pleaded. I've assisted beggars before.
Rebecca, I understand your anguish. You must learn to let go.
Hurt. I'm beyond hurt now, especially when I'm on the brink of confronting you. If I hadn't been vigilant, you might have published my pictures or extracted more money from me. The days of my naivety are behind me, thanks to you. You inadvertently taught me wisdom.
Look, perhaps I erred, but I'll attempt to rectify this.
Maybe you exploited an orphan. I was on the brink of destitution, and you took advantage.
How can you comprehend poverty when everything was handed to you?
You mistreated me solely because I was affluent. Your nemesis has arrived, and evasion is no longer an option.
What do you mean?
The FBI has finally caught up with you.
How? Please intervene. Don't let me face the consequences.
Embrace the reality. Facing the consequences is inevitable.
Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca, can we talk now?
Hi, Linda. How's your time in Santorini? I got the name right this time.
I'm not in Santorini.
Oops, did you choose another island?
Liam says he had issues with his account.
Oh, that's really touching. How long is this issue going to be?
He didn't say, and now he's nowhere to be found.
Maybe he went on a business trip.
I'm not sure. His phones are switched off.
He will call you. Don't worry, darling. You'll go to Santorini.
I don't have a good feeling about everything.
That shouldn't be my business.
I know I shouldn't be in your dom, but you're about the only person I can talk to.
Definitely not. You can talk to Liam's sister. She'll be able to tell you where Liam is.
I don't have her contact.
I most certainly do.
Rebecca, I am getting in trouble now.
Oh, that's a strong word to use. What's wrong?
Liam was indeed married. You were right.
And I really hate to be, but I'm sure he loves you.
Oh no, I can't believe I was stupid.
I guess I can officially welcome you to the Dumb Club.
Well, I can't believe this happened to me.
It's unbelievable, but what do you have to lose?
I am pregnant with him.
How so? You can't decipher pregnancy in the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
We started dating 6 months ago.
That's almost as soon as I started dating him, you witch.
I'm sorry, okay? I need to find him and make sure I get my money from him before he spends it.
Wow.
That money belongs to my parents. I convinced them to invest in his business. I'll definitely find that son of a witch.
You can check him in jail.
What the hell?
Oh, he was never going to go scot-free after he decided to dupe me of $5 million.
But he told me you made a bad business decision.
That's what he tells your gullible self. You can visit him in jail. Ha ha ha! Isn't karma a sweet witch?
Rebecca, you are all I've got. Please, let's fight this fight together.
Oh, I'm not fighting anymore. I am done fighting. Bye, and congratulations on the little Liam on the way.
How could you? Liam's image of us has been circulating online with various captions. How could you subject me to that?
Am I a photographer? What's your implication?
Quit the act. You were the one who reported him to the FBI. They must have obtained the picture.
How does that concern me?
It concerns everything, Rebecca. You've utterly ruined me. People now view me as an accomplice?
Then perhaps you should be behind bars if the FBI sees it that way. Be grateful I didn't request them to investigate and arrest you.
You might as well have done that. Now I can't secure employment. Everyone deems me a fraudster.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You fail to comprehend, don't you? I need to provide for my child. My parents are financially strained because of me. What should I do now?
Is that my responsibility?
You're reveling in the fact that you've utterly destroyed my life. Either you help me find a job or compensate me, or I'll expose to the world how you supposedly murdered your parents.
What?
Oh, you believe I'm unaware that you poisoned their food.
How dare you? I didn't poison my parents.
You confided in me that you feel guilty about your parents' death.
I didn't know you were this malevolent. I confided that I feel guilty for surviving when I could have perished with them, given the poisoned food by our cook. You're nothing but a deceitful person. You've just reopened a wound I've been wrestling with. Having you as a friend was the gravest mistake of my life.
I'm sorry. I'm just desperate.
Desperation seems to be your perpetual state. Please exit my life and refrain from returning.
I have nowhere to go.
Not my predicament, is it? Let's stop an end. I will block you forever. Bye for now.
Greetings, Rebecca.
Hey, prisoner.
Rebecca, I express regret for the distress I caused you. Incarceration has imparted numerous lessons, and I earnestly desire to rectify my wrongs with everyone. My life is presently in disarray, and I truly require the support of those who care for me.
Return to your familial abode, to your spouse and offspring.
She divorced me and relocated with the progeny. I am bereft of possessions. Everything I amassed has been confiscated. The scant properties registered in my wife's name have been appropriated.
The bitterness of your predicament must be profound. How does it feel to confront the repercussions of your own actions?
I apologize for the pain I inflicted upon you. I merely seek employment and a modest dwelling.
Shelters in the vicinity can assist you in securing employment. Refrain from contacting me henceforth. The winds of life are capricious. Today, everything may seem auspicious, but in the next moment a tumultuous ride of experiences awaits. I have encountered betrayal, and I aspire to shield others from similar fate. Consequently, I initiated a security venture, aiding individuals in looking out for potential friends, romantic partners, or business associates. The liquidation of all his assets ensued to settle the debts, as they originated from illicit gains. Those wicked beings will being paid for what they did. Linda quit custody of her child due to her inability to provide care. Her familial ties disintegrated as a consequence of her actions. Forgiveness proved elusive. A recent accolade bestowed upon me celebrates my distinction as the most accomplished young CEO. This newfound love in my life bears no resemblance to the reprehensible individual of the past. Liam, on the other hand, has found himself in jail once more after giving in to the temptation of deceitful activities. Presently, I revel in a gratifying life, exercising control over my parents' estates and corporate holdings. How would you cope if those nearest to you were orchestrating a betrayal throughout your life?
Hey, Olivia, is it true that your boyfriend is a doctor? Some of the other workers were talking about it today.
Selena, did you hear about that from them, right?
I knew it was true then. What's with this gossip? I love talking about other people's love lives. So next time you share, make sure to include me. You weren't trying to keep this from me, were you?
Well, no, but not everyone in the whole company needs to know about this.
Oh, why not, though? You have a doctor boyfriend now, securing your future. You should be bragging around the office about that, right?
Well, he's an amazing guy, but not one to brag about here. He's not that kind of guy.
What the heck? Are you trying to be a modest woman now? If I were you, I'd be bragging all over the place. So, where did you two meet?
He's a friend of one of my college friends. They introduced me to him.
What do you mean by that? I should have guessed you had someone pave the way for you. But seriously, I don't have anyone in my circle who could connect me with a doctor up for dating. Everyone around me is not at my level.
Well, not many people have doctor friends so intimately. If you keep thinking everyone's beneath you, you might miss the right guy for you, you know.
What the heck? Are you pulling a mom move? Dishing out advice like that? Well, congrats, you've got yourself a doctor, beau. Feeling a bit superior now, so of course you drop some wisdom.
I'm not trying to act superior or anything. I'm just suggesting giving more respect to those in your group. If you do that instead of labeling them as beneath you, you might up your chances of finding a date. Seems like you're the one putting on airs here.
What? There's no way. I know the deal is you need fantastic people around you to introduce you to even more fantastic people, right? And since I need someone fantastic to show me around, can you introduce me to your boyfriend?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, exactly what I said. Introduce me to your boyfriend. Then he can hook me up with one of his single doctor pals.
Oh, that's what you mean.
What? Did you start sweating there for a second? Were you afraid I might swipe your boyfriend? Cut it out, please. I'd never pull a move like that on anyone.
That doesn't sound very authentic, though.
Does this mean you're referring to Caddy? Well, about that, her boyfriend just happened to fall for me. I didn't do anything to snatch him away.
Is that so? I'm sorry, but I'm not fully buying that yet. Anyway, it's done, so I won't inquire further.
Regardless, introduce me to your boyfriend, okay? I've got a ticking clock before the marriage deadline, you know.
Hold on, though. What happened between you and Caddy's ex? Weren't you two dating?
That's in the past now. He wasn't earning as much as many others. I just couldn't see him going anywhere in life. So I'm looking for someone more promising to latch on to.
Seriously? That's not okay, Selena. After taking her boyfriend, you just dropped him after a few months. And now you're talking about jumping onto someone else? Don't you realize the harm you've caused?
Why are you interrogating me? Wait, was she some kind of friend to you? Well, I'll tell you, I didn't have any ill intentions. Love is the most powerful emotion in this world, right? If she wanted to keep him, maybe she should have shown more love.
I'm not implying that. What you did to someone like her was not okay. I feel bad that you didn't even stick with her ex.
You're a bit intense, Olivia. You're a bit frightening, too. If you keep dissecting other situations, you'll age quickly. Those wrinkles on your face won't disappear soon. So be cautious.
Whatever. Either way, I'm not introducing my boyfriend to you. Try your best to find an accomplished man who's interested in you.
Ah, well, if that's what you say. Fine. I'm determined to find my high-level man.
1 week later.
Olivia, are you okay? Nothing else has been troubling you, right? By this point, you could consider involving the police.
Catty, you've been looking out for me? Thank you. But you know, I'm feeling a lot better now. He's eased up recently, so I can start to relax again.
Is that so? Thank goodness. But don't underestimate what he might still do. You've already started gearing up to move into your man's place, right?
Yeah, I've got everything packed. I actually plan to move to his place tomorrow.
That fast, huh? Good. If you need any assistance, just give me a shout. I have plenty of time, so I can be there any time. Like tomorrow, I can swing by right after work to help out.
Thank you. If I need anything, I'll be sure to ask. And when I do, make sure you're around.
Sure thing.
By the way, while we're talking, there's something else I should mention. A few days ago, Selena was at the bus stop where I usually get off.
Why is she hanging around your bus stop now? Please don't tell me she's really that desperate to get your boyfriend.
Well, it seems like that's what she's up to.
But how does she even know about your boyfriend? I thought everyone was keeping it a secret from her.
Apparently, about a week ago, she overheard a conversation between a couple of other workers. She managed to catch wind of something about him.
Wait a minute. What? What in the world is her problem? Doesn't she have anything else going on in her life besides snatching people's boyfriends? She needs to learn to find a man on her own instead of trying to steal ours.
Absolutely. And you know what she said to me back then? She claimed that love is the most potent emotion in the world. Funny, considering she doesn't seem to experience it herself.
What does she even know about love? She's probably never genuinely loved someone in her life, that thieving troublemaker.
Exactly. But at least after what she did to you, you found yourself a better man and are content, right?
Absolutely. I'm thrilled with my new boyfriend. That's why I couldn't care less about Selena or my messed up ex. But hearing that she's still trying to steal other people's boyfriends just rekindles the anger in me.
I get it. But, truthfully, your ex is also fortunate because after Selena took him from you, she ended up leaving him as well.
What on earth? I cannot believe this. Well, thank goodness for that. I'm sure in my case, he wasn't truly into her anyway. It was more like he was just bored with me and wanted something different. That's the way many men are, and that's why they are so easily swayed by that troublemaker. Maybe I should actually thank Selena for removing that guy from my life.
Exactly. Any man who can be easily taken away is too risky to keep around. That might be why Selena has been successful in her game, because many men are willing to jump ship for her out of boredom. The crazy part is that it seems like she does it out of jealousy rather than genuine love.
Well, she's just that type of clueless girl. If she keeps up with that game, she'll never find true happiness with any man she's with. Those men she manages to steal end up regretting their choices. Here I am criticizing Selena and my ex like this. But you're absolutely right. Your ex, much like many other men, did seem like the type to fool around with other women.
Indeed, she even approached me to introduce her to my boyfriend. But would I ever consider doing that given her track record?
Who in their right mind would introduce their boyfriend to her? It's just her way of setting the stage to steal him from you, isn't it? Yet, I'm confident your boyfriend won't fall for her.
I highly doubt he would. He's encountered women like her who are solely interested in a man's wealth, and he holds no fondness for them.
Nowadays, there are numerous women like Selena attempting to exploit men for their financial gain.
Absolutely, they might appear charming, but everyone sees through their motives.
Selena truly seems the type to persist in stealing other men, because those with actual financial stability won't settle for her. And if they did, one wonders what the outcome might be.
Anyway, Anything between her and me unfolds again, I'll keep you informed. A few days later.
Olivia, were you planning on marrying your boyfriend? In simpler terms, are you engaged to him?
What are you talking about? Oh, you're right. He and I are engaged, but it's a recent development.
Is that so? Well, I genuinely apologize for what's transpired. I might have inadvertently taken another man again.
What are you really saying?
I've recently become engaged to the man you've been with. I seem to have once again taken a man from you older women at work. I sincerely apologize.
What are you even talking about, Selena? I really don't believe you've taken my man from me.
I understand the reluctance to face the harsh reality in front of you. Nevertheless, he and I are looking forward to a splendid wedding costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. I am overjoyed just thinking about it.
This isn't about me facing reality or not.
But this is the truth, so you'll have to accept it. Let me reiterate. I'm sorry, but I've taken your doctor boyfriend from you. Yet I appreciate that an older woman like you would concede him to me without any resistance.
Are you absolutely certain it's my boyfriend you've taken? And where did you first come across him?
I met him right in front of your house. Remember when we bumped into each other at the bus stop near your house and we both looked away?
Well, you seemed quite displeased to see me back then, Selena.
After that encounter, I thought I'd pay a visit to your house. So I followed you home.
So you're essentially admitting you're a stalker. Why didn't you just engage in conversation with me if you had something to say?
Well, I just didn't want to deal with you at this time. After trailing you to your house, I noted down where it was before heading home myself. I had other plans, so I couldn't do anything on that day.
This is a truly peculiar story. So you tracked me down to find my house and then recorded the address to return another time? That sounds like the behavior of a criminal.
Don't label me as something like that. But because I located your house, I met your boyfriend later. And I heard you two got into a fight. How dreadful. You kicked him out of the house and everything.
I don't ever recall anything like that with my boyfriend, though.
Well, he was just standing there in front of your house, pacing back and forth. So I went up to him and asked what had been happening. That's when he told me you got into a fight with him and kicked him out of the house. Right then and there, I picked him up and took him home with me.
I see what's going on now.
All I had to do was be a little kind to him, and he immediately came running after me. So now I'll be taking him as my boyfriend. Thank you so much for giving me your boyfriend and doctor.
And thank you very much as well. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because that man was a complete bother to me.
Stop trying to act tough about this. I'm sure that you're shocked by all of this and are finding it hard to catch a breath. Sorry. A young and beautiful woman like me can never lose to an old hag like you.
No, I'm seriously grateful for what you've done. That man has been stalking me for months now.
What do you mean?
That guy has been tailing me everywhere for the past few months now. I had been trying to report him to the police, but I've had little evidence. And so I moved out of my old house and I'm living in my husband's home. Actually, it was the day of me moving into his house that he proposed to me.
Wait a second. What do you mean? I haven't ever been over to his house yet, but...
That guy you're with probably doesn't even have a job right now. And if he does, he's probably working minimum wage and stalks all kinds of women daily. I think me being a bit too nice to him before is what got him so interested in me. He was the cashier at a gas station I stopped at, and maybe he's a sucker for nice women.
You're lying, right? But he's a doctor.
Did he say that? Well, that's an obvious lie. Probably just said that to get you to fall in love with him. Telling you he works an amazing job. That was all too easy for him, right? Just like you'd done when you took Caddy's boyfriend from her. Well, good luck, because he's been a really persistent stalker with me.
This is all lies. You're just trying to get me all worked up now because you're a sore loser, right? Him and I have already handed in our marriage paperwork to the city office and everything now. And I was planning on becoming a housewife and already told the company I quit.
Wait, what? Sucks for you. Well, I'm sure you'll know very soon if I'm telling the truth or not.
Wait, if you're actually telling the truth, then I'm actually screwed, right? I've already started talking about having a wedding with him.
Well, it's your fault for thinking you can just steal other people's boyfriends like that. But you both like to stalk other people, so I think you'll be a great couple. Maybe try your best to save up whatever money the two of you can for that expensive wedding. I hope that a person like you gets whatever happiness is left for you after what you've done to people. After that, Olivia was able to distance herself a bit from Selena and had an amazing wedding with her husband. She was then able to leave her job and become a housewife. There she was able to begin the dream she had always been chasing after, never having to look back at the past that Selena had been trying so hard to keep her in. This time, Olivia really did dodge the worst bullet anyone could be hit by, and she did so without even getting a scratch in the end. As for Selena, she was not willing to marry the stalker anymore, as she began to learn very quickly that he was going to be more than just a burden on her shoulders. Before the wedding could even begin, he was saying creepy things to Selena that even for a girl like her, who had very few brain cells, began to really turn her off. So she ended up canceling the wedding with him. However, she wasn't going to get away without paying the cancellation fee and ended up going into extreme debt with all the loans she had to take out. It wasn't just the cost of canceling the wedding that she had to pay, as the stalker also asked that she pay him back for breaking their engagement promise with one another. If she didn't, he'd make sure she never got to see the end of things between them. So it's going to be a long time before Selena can pay off all the loans she's taken out, and I'm sure that'll keep her anchored in the hell she asked for.
Hello there, sweetie. How have you been since that night? I can't believe I neglected to acquire your phone number. Amanda here. An old friend eventually gave me your phone number. I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to reach you again.
What the heck? Amanda? Were you my childhood neighbor?
Yes, it is correct. We had been childhood pals. We talked about it a few weeks ago. The party was fantastic. We talked a lot and even had some beers. We were so engrossed in our conversation that we neglected to exchange phone numbers.
What? How long ago was it? I haven't attended a party in a long time. I've been far too preoccupied lately to do anything like that. I haven't seen you in at least 10 years. Remember when my parents divorced and I had to live with my mother? I haven't seen you in a long time.
What exactly do you mean? I saw you at the party and you took me home to have a wonderful time. Don't you remember?
What the hell?
I've been trying to figure out how to contact you again since the party.
I've never seen you or done anything with you. I believe you erred. No way.
Sure, keep joking around like that. It's adorable. There's no reason to feel ashamed. In any case, it was all voluntary. Remember that we have a date tomorrow. Remember how we scheduled it for tomorrow?
What? A date? No, what are you on about?
What? Why are you befuddled? You're the one who requested a date in the first place. Are you upset because someone gave me your phone number without your permission? You didn't intend for this to be a one-night stand, did you? Anyway, I couldn't stop myself. I quickly fell in love with you after seeing you again. I remember asking you for your phone number numerous times, but you were always playing hard to get. So I turned to an old acquaintance for help. You're not going to flee from me again, are you? You will be sorry if you do not keep your word about our date tomorrow. You don't want to mess with me.
No, I have no idea what you've been on about all this time. I haven't seen you in 10 years and I didn't go to any parties. Is this some kind of joke? Are you playing a trick on me?
Guess what? Tomorrow I have a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Please look forward to it. I'm ecstatic. I'll tell you after dinner. I've planned our entire day out, so please wait till then.
Could you perhaps slow down a little? I have no idea what's going on.
I'm going to bed now and can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Good night, sweetheart.
Wait! Could you please respond first? What the hell is going on?
Why are you not returning my calls? I've been waiting for you for 3 hours. Are you sure you're not going to our date today?
I wanted to inform you over dinner that I was pregnant, but I guess I'll have to do it through Sims. I wanted to discuss our future plans. We plan to start a family together soon. What kind of house should we live in, and where should we reside? What should we name our child, and when should we get married? Do you not want to discuss these issues with me? You are, after all,
the father of this child. There are many people who wish to have a family one day, and you are going to become a father. Shouldn't we get married immediately away?
What's the matter with you?
You're going to have a child. Is this how you intend to treat your future wife? You're not exactly instilling confidence in me that you'll be a decent father or husband if you treat me like Way. I have a feeling you want to end things. Are you serious? We're about to marry and have a child. You can't ignore me forever.
Speak to me. I'm going to be your future bride. I will never agree to end our relationship and keep texting you if you continue to ignore me.
Good day, Basil. It's been quite some time. You remember me, don't you?
Adonis! Hello! Of course, I remember you. 3 years have passed. We need to get together again.
3 years? I apologize for not getting back to you sooner.
Don't worry about it. We are both quite busy right now. It's difficult to make arrangements when we work and live far apart. So, how have you been?
Something strange is happening. Someone is playing a horrible prank on me. Things are also out of control, and I'm at a loss on what to do.
What precisely do you mean?
Do you recall the girl who lived next door to me in middle school? We all used to hang out with her, and she and I had a love-hate relationship, tease each other.
Yes, Amanda. I recall her clearly. You, myself, her, and other Adonis would spend a lot of time together. She recently relocated out of town. She mentioned wanting to be alone. She also went mad.
What do you mean insane? How so?
Since you left, she has changed dramatically. She's not the Amanda we used to know.
So what happened? What is the matter with her?
When it comes to males she likes, she has a problem. She becomes obsessed with them, and will go to any length to force them into a relationship. She will even tell outrageous lies and message them frequently. Because of it, our friendship was shattered. Rumors about her quickly spread while she was still living here. If you ever see her, keep a safe distance from her.
I see. It's too bad she turned out that way. After all, she was an old acquaintance.
Her first boyfriend, sadly, went through a lot with her. She exploited him, gaslighted him, and was envious of him. She would even make up lies in order to have control over his life. He still goes to therapy and is dealing with a lot of trauma after they split up.
Are you talking about yourself, Basil? You used to say things like that when something awful happened to you, and you didn't want other people to be concerned about it. I know you too well to understand how you speak.
You are correct. I apologize. I was one of her initial victims. She was envious and tried to control my life, even though she was the unfaithful one. She would become obsessed with other guys and stalk them. She would also constantly message them. She shattered my heart and destroyed our friendship. You understand what I mean?
I'm sorry I can't relate. I can't believe you two got together after I left.
That's okay. And yeah, weird, right? Anyway, I'm pleased you don't have to go through what I did. Nobody should have to deal with her.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Guy.
It's all okay. Anyway, is this prank you mentioned related to her?
That's pretty much it. Things started to make more sense once you told me about her. I was really perplexed earlier. I had absolutely no notion what she was on about. She's also been phoning and messaging me nonstop. It's eerie.
What exactly is she saying?
It's a lot to explain. She obtained my phone number from someone and began contacting me with bizarre messages.
What? No way!
Yeah, considering everything you've told me, I'm concerned about what will happen.
I can't believe she's messaged you. Yes, you must exercise caution with her. As I already stated, she had a bit of a reputation before she departed, so I'm not her only victim.
Yes, and when she contacts me, it's as if she's talking to herself. I believe I am her next target.
That appears to be the case.
She's been claiming that we met at a party, that I took her home, and that she's now pregnant. I'll email you screenshots of everything she said. It's too much to tell you.
Wait, what? Yes, please send them all. I looked through the screenshots you supplied me. This appears to be a serious problem. She has completely lost her mind.
Yes, I thought so as well.
Can you come to my house? We can hang out and decide what to do.
Sorry about that, man. I'm simply too far away, and I don't have the funds to travel at the moment.
That's all right. It's been quite difficult to get together over the last few years. Being a grown-up is a pain. I wish we could go back in time and hang around like we used to. We would spend hours playing video games, and all we had to worry about was schoolwork.
Yes, I agree. Work, home, sleep, and repeat. Now I must decide how to handle Amanda.
This entire issue is a mess. Do you have a girlfriend, or are you dating anyone?
No, I've been single. I haven't had much time to date recently.
I see. That is not a problem. At the very least, Amanda will not target them.
Yes, but it appears that you've gone through a lot. Thank you for informing me about Amanda and her recent events.
It's not a problem. Just be mindful of how you communicate with her. If you say the wrong thing, she can go insane and upset.
Don't worry about it. Something about the situation doesn't seem right. I don't believe she knows where I am. I believe I am safe.
Really? Still, exercise caution. She has her own way of doing things, and she can be rather frightening at times.
Okay, I'll think about it. Now I have to get going. Please contact me at any moment and I will respond. Hopefully, we can get together again soon. I miss spending time with you.
Okay, and so do I. It has been far too long. You can talk to me if you get into any further difficulties with Amanda. Please let me know what happens.
Yeah, of course. I'll talk to you later. 2 days later.
You've not responded to my email.
It's unavoidable. I'll just have to find another way to catch your attention. I went ahead and made an online post about our marriage and how we are pregnant together. Everyone is now aware. Check it out. I went a step farther since I got a feeling you wanted to split up and have nothing to do with me. So, are you going to reconsider your decision now? I'm sure all of our friends and relatives are aware that you will soon become a parent. You need to start taking responsibility or this isn't going to end well. We're going to have a baby, therefore let's get married. You have no other option. Where should our wedding take place? I know exactly where I want to have it. You want to hear it? I'll notify you once you respond. I just want us to be married as soon as possible so that I may look thin in our wedding photos. My stomach will be too large for my dress if we don't hurry. Adonis, what are your thoughts?
It's truly terrifying how you can maintain a discussion with yourself. I wasn't even responding.
Oh, you finally responded to me. We're going to be husband and wife soon, so you really need to start communicating with me more. I'll give you one more opportunity. After all, you're about to marry me and become the father of our child.
Pay attention, Amanda. Right now I'm in Canada.
Wait, what? Canada?
After my parents divorced, my mother and I relocated to Canada. She remarried someone from the area. I even finished college and now live on my own. I even have my own residences. I don't think I reside anywhere near you right now. Your social media page indicates that you live in Washington.
Right now, I'm completely perplexed. Do you actually not live in Washington any longer? I heard you relocated to Washington after finishing middle school, so I did as well.
We lived there for about a year before returning to Canada. Anyway, you mentioned that we met again a few weeks ago at a party and that I drove you home. It couldn't have been me because I don't live anywhere near you. It's impossible. I haven't been to a party in years. To be honest, I'm living a somewhat dull life right now.
So, wait a second. I even yelled your name at the party and you responded. We also chatted about our childhoods. What you're saying is absurd. We hung out all night and you recognized me. It had to be you.
Please wait. You said my name and I recognized you. Could it be the other Adonis? Adonis Alexander? That is the only way this is feasible. Has he also relocated to Washington? It had to be him.
What?
Do you not recall him? Perhaps he was the one you met that night at the party, not me?
No, I don't understand. That night I slept with you.
As said previously, that couldn't be me. I am not a resident of Washington. It had to be Adonis Alexander.
No way did I confuse the two of you.
It's logical. He's the only other Adonis you've ever met. It's also been 10 years, and we all look a lot different than we did in middle school. Even though you guys spoke all night, we used to hang out all the time and have similar recollections.
What the heck? This is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, but if everything you're stating is true, it appears to be what happened. You've just confused us. If you're actually pregnant and you've hooked up, you should look up his phone number and start contacting him.
No, I couldn't have made such a blunder. Not him, but you were my aim.
Is that how you view it, Target? You should be more selective about who you hook up with next time. What you're doing is dangerous, and you should never target males and do this to them in the first place. Anyway, since it's not my child, could you please stop texting me?
No, I cannot accept it. You're deceiving me. My husband is supposed to be you, not him. This time I wanted you.
What is the matter with you?
You've changed so much. Just marry me instead of lying me.
No. Right now, I'm being absolutely serious with you. It was you who committed the error, not me. I've already explained why it couldn't be me.
Is this what occurs after all of my efforts to obtain you? I desired you.
You've seriously puzzled us. Is it true that you're pregnant? Or are you lying? Amanda, what's the matter with you?
No, not at all. I lied. I was gonna lie about being pregnant the night we hooked up, but now that I know it's not you, I'm furious.
This time, I really wanted you.
Why are you lying and acting in this manner? We used to be close. Anyway, could you please put a stop to this?
Sure, just give me Adonis Alexander's phone number. I'll have to go after him immediately.
No, I'm not going to condone your actions. Amanda, you require assistance. I can't talk to you any longer.
Wait!
I'm sorry, but I'm blocking you right now. I immediately informed Basil what transpired after my talk with Amanda. I told him that I felt sorry for Amanda. After all, she was an old acquaintance in need of assistance. We also decided to contact Adonis Alexander and inform him of the situation. After chatting in a group chat for a few days, we decided to schedule a meeting to discuss how we could assist Amanda. Basil had continued to follow Amanda on social media and knew where she lived, so we all flew to Washington and met at Adonis Alexander's house. Amanda received a message from us, and he persuaded her to come over. Amanda was stunned when she arrived at his residence and discovered the three of us there. We sat her down and talked about her behavior and how she needed to get assistance. Amanda was completely overwhelmed, and memories from the past were discussed and brought back. She sobbed and agreed to counseling. Amanda reverted to her former self after starting treatment and taking medicine. We all ended up becoming close friends again. In the end, I'm glad we were able to reconnect her with some old childhood pals.
LOL. You are totally loser, Harper. I can't even tell you how happy I am. I'm officially married to Peter just like I had always been wanting. So from now on, you don't have to worry because I'll be his new wife.
Huh? You guys really did end up getting married? I can't believe that one of my closest friends stealing my husband from me and then messaged me to brag about it. You're going to seriously regret this, Alyson.
You're so scary. Even though your best friend just got married, you're not going to bother saying congratulations or anything. If you're going to just act all selfish, there's no need for me to invite you to our upcoming wedding.
It would be even more unnerving if you did invite me. I didn't even expect you to would go all the way to planning out a whole wedding after what you had to do to even get married. He must have really been thinking and planning all this for a long time.
Just because I took him away without even trying doesn't mean that I can't take the extra step and have a wedding along with it. Anyways, these sorts of crazy marriages are becoming the new norm in this day. People like celebrities and musicians are always marrying someone new. There was no need for chastising anyone over it, especially your best friend.
Why do you always try so hard to act like you are not in the wrong?
Well, it's just the reality of things. I think when there is someone who is undeserving holding on to one person you truly want, it's totally fine to go ahead and take from that person. Stealing away the one you love to get married is not something to be ashamed of. If anything, it is something you should be proud of.
Really? Causing someone else to be in pain just to steal away the person you want? What's even worse than that is the fact that you would steal your best friend's husband. Don't you know that? You both turned your backs on me and created a ton of problems. But you're totally fine with saying such hateful things to me.
It wasn't that I wanted to do anything that would be harmful to you. Occasionally, people will become interested in their friend's significant other. If you both had never gotten married in the first place, this would have all been fine with you, right?
What? Are you saying that I am in the wrong for marrying him first?
That's really not what I meant. I'm sorry. It's just that I am way more beautiful than you are. So you can't really blame anyone for him choosing me over you.
What?
I'm just happen to be stunning and your husband is just a victim of love. Honestly, he seems to be even more into me than I had first anticipated. He said that he also wants to show me off in my gorgeous dress to everyone at the wedding. So I'd assume we will have a fairly grand event to allow as many people as possible to see me.
You've got to be rather wealthy to be able to afford a large and spectacular wedding, right? But once he pays up my divorce settlement and alimony, your savings will be nothing but pocket lint.
Well, you sound so ridiculous. Even if we have to hand over a bit of money to you, we will still have more than enough. After all, he is still a famous and attractive doctor with a decent salary. I heard that he already has a bunch saved out just for our celebration. So, we can have the most amazing wedding ceremony ever.
To tell you the truth, we had about $10,000 in saving account. We also have some very well-off friends who were kind enough to splurge quite a lot on the wedding. So the wedding was actually well over $100,000.
Oh, you two were able to actually save up that much for your guy's wedding? If that's the case, then we should be able to collect at least twice as much money by the time we have the event. I am by far way more beautiful than you are and Peter is madly in love with me. On top of that, he and I have a much better relationship than he had with you. So this event will be filled with love and happiness for us.
I really do wonder if this will all go the way you planned.
Once the wedding is over, we will use whatever money is left to go somewhere for honeymoon. Then we can come back and start building a fancy new house. This is making me tremble with excitement. I can't wait for that.
This will definitely cost you both an arm and a leg, right?
That doesn't matter to me. Peter promised to give me anything I dreamed of.
Are you sure?
Of course, Harper. The son of a family of very famous doctors would treat their wife this well. I'm so wonderful that he will absolutely be handing money over to me just to keep me around. Well, this all just goes to show how much more he loves me than he loved you.
Huh, what?
Did I mention that he is planning to get us a beautiful house in the city? He is the most wonderful husband in the world. I feel so sorry for you knowing that you were cast aside.
If so, is he going to be able to get a loan for all of this?
What do you mean?
I don't think you should be feeling sorry for me. You should start feeling bad for your future self instead. You got carried away with all of the ideas of what he promised you. You're just sitting there laughing and smiling, but you have no idea what you've gotten yourself into. This is truly hilarious.
What do you mean by that? If that's true, that would mean he couldn't afford my dream house either?
Didn't you know that Peter went practically bankrupt? So even if he goes to the bank asking, they will immediately turn him down.
Bankrupt?
During his time in university, he was using all sorts of loans to pay for his course. Gradually, the money he was using kept growing. He then turned to using credit cards and new loan to pay them off. Well, as you may know, he couldn't deal with the loans in that way. The loans are getting bigger and bigger. He may have been the son of a wealthy family of doctors, but he is completely ignorant. Especially when it comes to how the world actually works. In the end, he wasn't able to pay anything back to the banks and he decided to run home begging for his parents to help him pay off his debt. But his parents wanted to teach him a lesson and left him to figure it out himself instead.
No way. You must be lying to me. I haven't heard a thing about him going bankrupt or anything.
Well, aren't you happy that you know now? This isn't something to get all upset about though. Just because he is bankrupt doesn't mean that his life and in relation your life is over. You guys can work diligently to save up some money together if you guys still plan to buy that nice house.
And how many years do you think it'll take us to save up that kind of money? Having to save up that much from scratch will be impossible.
This is something that you two lovebirds should be discussing then. Your misfortunes have nothing to do with me anymore.
Hey Harper. How dare you try to make me feel insecure? Peter told me his parents will take care of buying the house for us.
I heard that from him just a bit ago.
LOL. I was pretty upset when you told me about him being bankrupt. But I made it clear to him that if he could get my dream house, I'd stop thinking about a divorce, LOL. And just as I wanted, he will get us that house. And we can continue living happily together.
I still can't believe that those parents of his would go as far as to buy a house for their son.
But his parents are wealthy, right? So buying us this house is only natural, right? I'm sure to them I am much more beautiful and wonderful than their last daughter-in-law. They probably don't want to see a summon of my looks becoming depressed over a simple house. His parents even asked what sort of house I want to live. Doesn't that tell you I'm right? It sounds like my wish was heard. And surely enough, my wishes will come true. They said to him that they plan to build us a magnificent mansion. I have always been longing for that.
And you wanted that house to be within the city, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I want to live in a space where it will be easy to use my husband's money to go shopping for whatever I want. I also want to have a couple of big dogs, so I need there to be a very large yard. Then on top of that, I want an open breathable kitchen and bathroom in the house. All of this will finally come true for me.
You actually think that all of your wants will be taken care of by his parents? If they build this place, it's going to cost them millions of dollars.
Well, they should have that kind of leeway for a daughter as cute as me. Sooner or later, I will need to treat them like I'm the most amazing daughter. So if they are going to spend that much on a house for me, I'll have no choice but to move into it as fast as possible. My ultimate dream is to have a huge mansion given to me by my husband's parents. A mansion located in the city with a huge yard is something that a winner like me deserves.
I believe the place that you'll be living at is a rundown 400 square foot apartment that doesn't even have a bathtub in it.
Huh?
It's the perfect house for someone that would steal their best friend's husband. Try your best to enjoy your new life with Peter in that 400 itty-bitty old and dirty hut.
Hold up. Why are you saying weird random stuff out of nowhere? You're crazy if you think that his rich parents would buy us such a crappy apartment like that. There is no way. They have already gone out of their way to buy us my dream mansion.
Did they really say that they were going to make all of that come true? I mean, have you heard them say it? His parents told me that there was absolutely no way they were going to buy a mansion of any kind.
What?
Just a little while ago, I got a message from Peter's parents. They feel really bad about the way he cheated on me then divorced me. They told me they wanted to get some hole-in-the-wall apartment for their idiot son. They wanted to make sure it's far away from my house, so they asked for my address. They are being way too nice taking their ex-daughter-in-law to consideration like that.
What are you talking about?
And while we were talking, I was able to listen in on all sorts of stuff. So yeah, you might as well give up on your crazy mansion dream right now. It's not gonna happen, Alyson. But hey, it seems you're going to get a place. It's still generous of them.
These are lies. This is all a little too strange. Peter told me that he was getting a big mansion all set up for me. He said he went to his parents asking for them to get us this place. How would an old beat-up apartment that doesn't even have a bath compared to that?
That's why I told you that you had the wrong idea here. He did go to his parents and everything, but I doubt that they told him they would get him a mansion.
What?
I don't think Peter heard them correctly. Or maybe he's just flat out lying, I don't know. His parents said that they never even mentioned a mansion when speaking with him.
But they should have known that what he wanted was a mansion when he was asking. Their son just got married to his new wife, and they would only give us a crappy apartment? No way. They should have at least thought about me when making their decision. I am by far a much better wife than you were. So that means that I deserve to have a brand new mansion. I can't be thinking straight if they are planning to give us a shitty crummy apartment instead.
I don't think there's anything wrong with their decision. As a matter of fact, it looks to me like you guys are an inconvenience for them. Look, Alyson. Our marriage was congratulated by so many of their family and friends. But he ended up cheating on me with my best friend and then left me to marry her. To them, he has nothing but a stain on their family's reputation. So they're ashamed of him. He was the black sheep before, but now I don't think they want anything to do with him.
Just because they saw that he really loved me doesn't give them the right to think of us as the ones ruining their reputation. Running off with another girl to get married is like something from an exciting drama. It's cool. Is there something wrong with being in love?
There's a lack of common sense and good morals when you steal someone's husband like that. His parents also mentioned that they might just cut ties with you too instead of giving you guys the apartment. It doesn't look like they want anything to do with either of you.
This is insane. You mean they would be okay with disowning their newlywed son? I was even planning to give birth to their first grandchild. But now they want to break away from us?
It does seem that way. For a family as wealthy as his, he seems to have wasted his whole life since he is ending up being unreliable to all of them.
No, it's not fair.
There is no need to be getting all heartbroken over this, right? You love him, not his parents. Even if you are hated by his parents. Even if you have to live in a tiny apartment. You'll still have a husband who's a doctor. As long as you both are together, I'm sure you'll be able to overcome the situation.
Well, that's right. I'm a total winner. My husband's a doctor and I'm not particularly troubled by the fact that his parents want to cut ties with us either. I'm sure he'll be able to get us that mansion all by himself. Please, Harper. Please. Please help me. You're still able to call my parents, right? Aren't you still keeping in touch with them? Can you find some way to fix my relationship with my parents?
What? Why are you asking me something like that?
Today, when Peter went to the hospital to start working, he was told that he had been fired. Dad fired him in front of everyone. He also said that someone like Peter shouldn't be responsible for saving people's lives.
Well, that's expected from someone who has to direct a hospital.
What part of that was expected? Can't you see? My husband lost his job.
Oh, right. But I can't see this has anything to do with me. You are a newly couple, so you two have a lot of time to deal with this current situation. As for me, I don't care about that.
Really? Why are you so cold?
Bye.
Harper. I never asked for a life in the slums. Please, Harper. Please let us live in your house for a little while.
What? Are you kidding me?
The apartment is worse than I could have imagined. And now my life is falling apart. I have a severe allergy to dust. Now my eyes are constantly itchy and my skin is breaking out in hives. All the time. Is there any way that I can at least move in with you?
Hold on. You want to move in with me?
I already heard about it. You just moved into a nice new house. You must have bought that fancy house with all of the money you took from us after the divorce.
You seem to be desperate now. I did end up getting a nice house with a beautiful living room. A rooftop. Hot tub.
What?
And there is also a lawn on the roof. Absolutely amazing place to relax. How lucky am I, right?
I can't forgive you for stealing the life I wanted. You used our money to move into that place. The place was supposed to be for Peter and me. We have the right to live there as well.
Well, I doubt you guys get that kind of a right. Are you guys out of your mind or something? This place is already out of room for anybody else. My new partner doesn't like cramped or crowded places. So we won't be considering any long-time house guests. We're just settling down and arranging the house to our liking. So your coming in definitely causes us lots of trouble.
You said what? A new partner? Did you have a new boyfriend?
You can say that, but he's actually my fiancé now. I'm so happy after find a suitable man for me. We share a lot of hobbies and interests. He's sweet and thoughtful and is a bit of a homebody like me. We're just all over each other all day.
Really? I never think that you can date a man again. It sounds so unbelievable.
You can believe it or not. I don't care.
Okay, but he must blind or 3-point man.
3 point?
3 out of 10, lol.
You can keep laughing at me whatever you want. For me, he is 10 out of 10. He is exactly type of man I like the most. Unlike Peter, he is mature and hardworking. In fact, he is an CEO of a tech company.
What? Are you saying that you're getting married to a CEO? It's not fair. I'm the one that deserves to marry a CEO.
You always keep saying it's unfair. A word that a loser often say.
I'm just telling the truth. I have to live as a near a homeless person whose husband is useless. But you gotta have a huge house with your fiancé.
So what? At least, I never steal anybody's husband. So now, I don't have any more time to talk with you. My darling is calling me. I don't want him to be waited. Bye. After that, Alyson had to live such a pathetic life ever. Peter's parents forced them out their house and just gave them a small amount of money to hire a place to live. Alyson kept calling and texting me so much that I had to block her number. Both of them are unemployed now. How miserable. Hey, Selena. It's been so long since we talked. How have you been? We last spoke at our high school reunion last year, if I recall correctly.
Oh, hi, Evan. Yeah, it has been a while. What do you need?
Why are you giving me such a cold reception? I understand that it's been a while since we last talked, but we used to have a close relationship.
Why should that make a difference?
What do you mean? Of course it makes a difference. You were my best friend in high school.
Are you not aware of your own actions and their impact?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm referring to the events that occurred during our high school reunion. I'm referring to your actions of leaving and engaging in an affair with one of our former classmates. He had just gotten married a few weeks before. They ended up divorcing because of your inability to control yourself.
Oh, that. I didn't know you knew about that.
Of course I knew. Literally everyone at the reunion was talking about it. We are from a small town and we all know each other. Everyone knew what was going on within the hour.
I didn't realize I was so famous.
Only for being a homewrecker. I'm not sure that that's something to be proud of.
Maybe not. But at least people are talking about me. But anyways, that doesn't really matter. Me and him broke up a long time ago, so there's nothing more to talk about on that subject. I've started seeing someone else now, and my life couldn't be better.
Oh, I see. So why did you contact me? We barely spoke at the reunion. I didn't think there was anything to be said between us. Honestly, I didn't expect to ever hear from you again.
Well, I'm living in Portland right now.
Portland, Oregon?
That's the one. And I just found out that your husband is one of the clients of the company I am working for now.
Oh, I see.
We didn't get a chance to talk for long, but he told me about how he was to be away from home for 6 months for work.
Yeah. I think he's scheduled to be there until around September.
He said that he got the assignment because his manager took a liking to him.
That's one way to put what happened.
Why didn't you come with him? I can't imagine being away from someone I love for that long. You don't have any kids yet, right?
No, we do not have kids, but it just wasn't going to work out. It would have been a major blow to my career to be away for so long.
You could have just quit working. Then you would have been able to come to Portland with him.
It wasn't that simple. A lot of factors went into the decision for me to stay here. For one, we just started a major project at my job a week ago. I'm taking the lead in this particular project, so it would have been a major setback to abandon it. And even if I could hand the reins to someone else, I didn't want to leave my coworker shorthanded in the middle of something important.
Oh, really? I didn't think your career was so important to you. But I guess the decision has been made, so it doesn't matter either way now.
Hey, I'm sorry, but I have to go. A client is calling me. I'll text you later if that's all right.
No problem. Talk to you again soon. Hey, Selena. How have you been lately?
Fine. What is it?
Another cold reception. Do you always greet people like that?
Why would I be happy to get a message from someone like you?
Someone like me? What did I do?
I know you, Evan. You always have an ulterior motive when you contact anyone. So what do you want?
Good grief. That's a really harsh thing to accuse someone of. Can't I just want to chat with a friend?
Okay. What did you want to chat about?
Well, as it happens, there is something that's been going on that I need to tell you about. Ben has been living with me while he is in Portland on business.
Ben? As in? My husband?
Yup! We have been living together for the past few months.
I have no idea what to say.
I know! I'm sure it's pretty surprising. You're probably pretty confused, I get it. Your husband was taken away from home by work and then someone that you used to be pretty close to stole him away from you in a romantic sense. I'm sure it's a lot to take in. But really, it's kind of your fault for making him live by himself in an unfamiliar place for so long. Of all people, I am one who understands how that feels. It's not a good feeling. I had to move to Portland because of things that weren't my fault and had to learn how to make do by myself in a new city. I understood the loneliness that he was feeling and that brought us together.
Do not try to make what you are doing okay by getting poetic.
Sorry, that's just who I am when I'm in love.
Having an affair with a married man is nothing to brag about. Especially when the person you are talking to is that man's wife.
I guess you're right. I promise I wasn't trying to brag, though. I just felt like you should know. He's away from home and feeling lonely, so I built the hole that you left by not coming with him. You should be happy that he's not miserable.
Is that so? You take pride in the fact that you stuck your hand into another couple's marriage. At this point, I'm starting to think cheating with married men is just a hobby to you.
You're just jealous that we are madly in love. We have each other and nothing will stand in the way of us being together. I'm a little sorry for taking him from you. But with Ben's love, I know I will get over it soon.
Evan, did Ben not tell you? We've been divorced for several months now.
What?
There was a lot that happened before he left. We tried for years to make it work, but there were just too many bad feelings between us. It was time to let go and both of us move on. Besides, with the way that he got put on that assignment in the first place, I really don't think it will be the last. On top of all that, it's like I was saying when we talked a few months ago. My career is important to me. And our relationship had deteriorated to such a point that there was no way I was going to give it up to chase after him.
Oh, he never said anything about it.
You remember when we talked about 6 months ago? The divorce was finalized about 2 weeks after that.
So, when me and Ben started talking, you were already divorced?
Yes. And because we have no kids and I make plans you have money on my own, there wasn't much to the divorce. It was all said and done pretty quick. Not that it really matters at this point, but there is one thing I'm curious about. When did you and Ben start seeing each other?
About 4 months ago.
When did you start living together?
Almost 2 months ago.
And the two of you never talked about his marriage or anything?
I never asked. But, hang on a second. Something's not right. He gets phone calls and texts sometimes from someone that he said was his wife. And the other day, he asked me to leave our apartment until the evening because he said his wife was coming. If that's not you, then who is he talking about? Have you ever come to visit him while he's been in Portland?
No, not even once. All of the divorce paperwork was handled through our attorneys. There was no reason for me to see him in person.
Then why would he tell me his wife was coming to visit? Who the hell is he talking about?
Maybe he got remarried?
To who?
If I had to guess, I would say it's probably the woman he was seeing when we divorced.
What? He was seeing someone when you divorced?
I told you our relationship was in shambles. That's another reason that we split. Ben is really not good at being faithful. He had more than one affair while we were together. Sounds like it didn't take him long to remarry and find a way to cheat on his new wife. He never learns.
Wait. Do you know the person that he was cheating on you with when you divorced?
My best friend sleeps with my husband, or someone else's husband. I'm single. I wanted to have some leverage if you decided to make the divorce proceedings difficult, so I paid to have a full investigation done. Part of that investigation was to look into the background of the woman he was seeing.
Tell me who it is.
Now that I think about it, there's a chance that you know her too.
Who is it?
Her name is Kaylin. She's the daughter of his own manager before he left on the 6-month work assignment. You said that Ben is a client of your company, right? You may have met her at some point. I'm not sure if she is a full employee at the company Ben works for, but I hear that she involves herself in business affairs sometimes.
What does she look like?
I don't really remember. But she is only 18 years old and mostly just does company work from time to time, so her father will give her an allowance.
18?
A little time has passed since the investigation, so she might be 19 by now.
How did they even get involved with each other? She's so young.
I believe she visited the office some when she was still in high school. That's how they originally met. When I confronted Ben about the affair, he said that he fell in love with her the first time he saw her. Father was furious when he found out. That's why he sent Ben on an extended work trip, so they would be far away from one another. It seems that plan has not worked out like he hoped. For a while I was really bitter about the fact that he got involved with someone so young. But looking back, he was never good at being faithful. The age of the woman doesn't change that.
This doesn't make sense. I thought he loved me.
I think her family's money has a lot to do with his motivations as well. Despite her father's initial anger, Ben seems to be doing well financially. Some mutual friends tell me that he's always blowing money like he will never run out. So I'm pretty sure he is getting quite a bit of money from her.
How could he do that? She's more than 10 years younger than him. That's disgusting.
I agree. It creeps me out to even think about that relationship. But that's none of my business now.
But if all this is true, then why aren't they living together? Why is he living with me?
I remember something about they were having a new house built. They are probably waiting for construction to finish and then move in together. A friend of mine that works at the company told me that she is pregnant now. So I'm sure they plan on moving in together anytime now.
She's pregnant, too?
So I hear. She's probably due sometime next month or the month after.
But what does all of this mean for me? Was he just using me for a place to live until he was ready to move in with her? Does she know about this?
I find it kind of funny that you should be so upset. Didn't you message me in the first place to brag about stealing my husband from me? So you could say that the pain you are feeling now is exactly what you hoped I would feel.
This is different. I don't care about you.
Wow, at least you're honest, I guess.
You always had the best grades in the high school and the teachers and boys loved you more than anyone else. You think you're so much better than everyone else. I always hated you so much.
Evan, it's been over 10 years since we graduated high school. Whatever happened in high school is long past now. Let it go.
I can't let it go. You always had everything and no one ever wanted me. It's just not fair. I love him so much. I thought it was fate that I moved to the city and then he came here for business. It was like the universe was saying we should be together. I thought I had a once-in-a-lifetime chance to be happy and get revenge on you all at once.
Well, it looks like another woman is going to get that happiness in the end. I wish her luck trying to keep him faithful though.
What should I do? I don't understand how he could do this to me. It hurts so much. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to tell you. Talking to me about it won't help. Ben and I have nothing to do with each other anymore.
You're his wife first.
Yes, and we divorced. If I were to put myself in the middle of his life now, it would only cause chaos for everyone. I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Well, what if you just talk to him as my friend?
But we're not friends.
We're not.
Look, Evan, it doesn't matter how you ask. There's nothing I can do for you.
Please help me.
I can't. Anyways, I have to go. I have a date tonight and I need to get ready.
A date? You're seeing someone already?
I've been single for several months now. There's nothing strange about me going on a date. Bye, Evan.
Selena. Please help me, just give me some advice. I haven't been feeling well the last few days, so I took a pregnancy test. The test was positive. I didn't plan on getting pregnant. Ben has already left me to go live with her. My heart hurts so much and I don't know what to do. Kaylin came to my office yesterday and told my manager about how I was having an affair with a client. Ben's company is canceling its contract with us. There's a rumor that the company is blaming me for the lost contract and I could be fired any day now. All of that on top of being pregnant. I really don't know what to do, Selena. I always do this to myself. Why can't I be smart like you? I had to move here because my family found out about my relationship with our old classmate. The one who was married. They cut me off and told me they didn't want to see me ever again. So I moved here to try and start a new life, but now look at me. I thought that Ben would marry me and we would have a baby and build a life together. I told him that I was pregnant and he just blew me off. He said there was no way he was going to get another divorce and start all over rebuilding his life. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to raise this child as a single mom and now I might be out of a job. What should I do? Selena, are you there? Please, Selena. You are smarter than me and I know you'll know what to do. Please give me some advice. Don't leave me all alone like this. Selena, are you there? If you were a real friend, you would help me right now.
The sense of desperation conveyed in Evan's final messages made me question whether Ben would fulfill his responsibility of paying child support or if he would attempt to disregard both Evan and their child entirely. In the end, though, that didn't matter. Subsequently, a DNA test confirmed that the baby was not his biological child from the start. Despite Evan's persistent insistence that the child was his, the undeniable truth of the DNA test proved otherwise. In the face of irrefutable evidence, she finally confessed to having a one-night stand with another man. She reached out to the man she had been with that fateful night, and after some negotiation, he agreed to provide her with a one-time payment instead of ongoing child support. Following the transaction, he promptly vanished from her life. She sought refuge at her parents' place and temporarily stayed there during her pregnancy, but her stay was short-lived. After the baby was born, she immediately put him up for adoption. Her family promptly disowned her upon her return. As for Ben, things didn't conclude in an ideal manner for him either. Rumors started circulating around the company about his involvement with the manager's daughter. Some even went as far as claiming that he manipulated her into a marriage solely for her wealth. He lost the trust of everyone, and as a result, his work performance drastically declined. The company was on the brink of bankruptcy due to the turmoil caused by his relationship with Kaylin, or so I heard.